Here's another great pumping tip. If you have a narrow neck flange, like a Medela flange, but are using a wide neck bottle, like the Even Flow Balance or the Lancino, which are two of my favorite bottles, or if you're using a wide neck flange, like the Spectra or the Luna, but you're using a narrow neck bottle like the Dr. Brown's to feed your baby, there are actually adapter pieces that can take your flange directly into the bottle system that you're pumping with. So if you have a Medela flange, you would take the narrow to wide adapter and you can then screw in your bottle system that you're feeding out of, okay? So if you have a wide neck, you would then screw in the wide to narrow. And then you're gonna screw in your narrow neck bottle. This can be a real game changer if you're exclusively pumping or if you're triple feeding, because you'll reduce the amount of time that you're spending washing parts. You won't have as many bottles to use. These adapter pieces you can buy on Amazon. You would just type in flange to bottle adapter, wide neck to narrow neck flange adapter, and you should be able to find those. The most common brand for those are May Mom. It's an aftermarket brand that is compatible with many pieces. Now what we're going to see in the next few slides is different bottles and how they work in those adapters, because not all of them are a perfect fit. So some bottles will fit better in these adapters than others because each company has slightly different threading. That's the spiral piece around here. So some of them will get a really nice tight fit for you and others will be just a little bit tricky. So you'll want to be cautious if you're using one that doesn't thread quite all the way tightly, because you would have a higher risk of having those pop off accidentally while you're pumping and losing your milk. But now you have another option to save you from washing so many bottles and parts. Now you know. The Avent bottle is a great system that fits nice and tight with the threading, as is the Maymom and the Mimby. All of these bottles work well, although some of those nipples I don't really like. The Even Flow Balance does work, but it's a little loose, as is the Lancino. You can see it's just a little wonky, but it will fit and work. Bottle systems that aren't compatible would be the Nook, doesn't work. Glass bottles like the Nook and the Dr. Brown's Wide Mouth do not work, and wider bottles like the Chico, the Tommy Tippy, and the Como Tomo do not work with the threading system.